quick update from the CDT. I am on Mount Taylor, 11,301 feet. Beautiful, just about 360-degree views. It is a bit windy, so hopefully that's not mess with the audio too bad. It was a good climb up here. I think it come down from about 7,000 feet or so, but got cooler and breezy as I was up here, and then up here at the peak, walking back into these pines. So that's nice. It felt nice to do a climb. I mean, that was probably the highest quality climb I've had, man. Just started to feel it in my legs, and those endorphins, you know, that burn. Then when you get up there and just the accomplishment of pushing your legs through it, I've really missed that. It's just been, I've been cooking on the roads. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of fun to say you did like 30 miles or whatever, like some days, but yeah, it's just road walking. I gotta admit, I really love this climbing. It's interesting. Some people out here really love the desert, and I think it's just the idea. You could say you did all these miles, and I like that too. Look at these views. Yeah, loving it up here. But I just love the mountains. It's what brought me into hiking, and I love doing the desert. I love seeing all of it. I love the entire journey, but more and more I realize, like, yeah, it might be a little chilly up here, might be a higher chance of rain, be a little more wind. So I could understand the argument against it, but I love the climbs, man. That's what it's all about for me. That's when definitely when I'm at my happiest, and kind of give the desert a second chance, with it being a different desert than SoCal, but definitely wasn't my favorite part. I love the views, I love the mountains, I love the vegetation, the cool weather. I love all of it. But it's nice to have a mix. You get all the contrast, and it's interesting. And it's also nice to hike around people that have a genuine love for the desert. I love hearing them talk about it, just because the way they see it. They see beauty in things that maybe I wouldn't. So it's really nice to talk to people that enjoy the desert, and they point things out, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. It does has its own beauty, its own distinct way of being, I guess. So, but the New Mexico sun's been brutal, so this little bit of shade's nice. I do wonder about it SoBo, because I feel like later in the year, when you're trying to beat the snow in New Mexico, maybe it's a little more forgiving. Right now, when you're going north, you are trying to beat the heat. So that definitely probably factors into how people are feeling about the desert. It's heating up every day, and you're trying to get through it. But anyway, just wanted to give an update. I stayed in Grants last night. That was a cool little town. It's real spread out. New Mexico is interesting. That's on Route 66, but you kind of have to hoof it. You kind of have to walk most places. I'm not sure. I just expected it to be a little more tight, the towns, because, you know, you have the town and then a long drive to the next town. So I kind of thought it'd be a little more walkable, but it's fine. It is what it is. The amenities and stuff are great. There's a Walmart and everything, but it's like you got a 30-minute walk to Walmart, and then a 30-minute walk across the other town to the post office. And there's not exactly much in town. It's just all spread out. I'm sure there's reasons unbeknownst to me to why New Mexico towns are built that way, but that's how most of them have been. But it is what it is. It's like I was talking about the desert. It's just part of the journey. You just take it all in, and it's all going to be different. It's all got its little quirky beauty, and you can look back and say, yeah, that was interesting. And interesting is beautiful. Even if it's a hot beating sun, I try to look at the positive and take the experience as a whole. They're all pieces of a long puzzle on these long trails, and it's so much fun. So yeah, definitely loving this walk. I got a 0 in Grants. That's the first 0 I've actually taken on trail, first full 0, and man, I feel so much better. So out here on fresh legs, getting a nice peak. I think I have one more stretch of desert, and then it's off into the mountains. And maybe I'll get into Colorado and get blasted with the nasty storms they get up there, and I'll say, I wish I was in the desert again. Who knows? I may have those days as well. Went across Mount Taylor. It's mostly been dirt paths, dirt roads, probably more dirt roads up till now. And most of them have been no vehicle, even though I've seen a couple vehicles on them. They're not supposed to be on there. The only point is that they're pretty easy. They're not too washed out from all the people driving on them. So they've not been too bad. Some bad gravel spots, but yeah, it's pretty cruisy going through the dirt roads. So that's a positive. You get through them pretty quickly. So intense sun. There's a fire warning out here. Fire warning, not any type of active fire. It's just from how windy, low humidity, dry it is. There's some long water carries through this section, sort of your last desert section. So what do you expect? The desert's got to send you off, letting you remember it was the desert. Been dry. Walked into some crazy canyon last night to get water. It was only water for like 20 miles or something. So it was a cache. There was no natural water. And then to a pipe spring way deep in a canyon. It was pretty cool. I got some good pictures down there. It's like the canyons with the water here are really neat because they're legitimately little oases. So you're up on the outer rims of whatever water might be in the valley, and it's just dry and barren and inhospitable. Then you go down there and it's just lush and green. You can hear the birds and the frogs and see the tracks from all the animals that have been down there. That is pretty neat. Pretty neat experience to get down there. I was down there in the evening too, so the sun was setting. The frogs were going crazy. Plenty of frogs in the water source. There was like a cement cistern down there. But yeah, that's neat. It gives a cool contrast. The desert, definitely all about contrast. You go through these little gem pockets of New Mexico that are great views and going through rivers and stuff, and then most of it's just dry, long road walks, but it's all part of the journey, isn't it? That's a quick little update. Should be in Cuba. I could probably hit it tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to. I think the way it's going to work out, I'll hit it in the morning the following day. So probably have an update from there. We'll get back to hiking these dirt tracks. Currently on a little dirt path. Cool little mesa here. I believe I'm about to go up into it. That's what most today has been, just up and down into the mesa. So I'm like 10 or 15 miles from Cuba, New Mexico. I'll be going in there tomorrow. I'm about 160, 170 miles from the border. So the stops are Cuba, New Mexico. For me, it'll be Ghost Ranch because I need to get shoes. And then Chama, New Mexico. So you more or less get down to the border, go a little over it into Cumbres Pass. That's where the road goes. And then you go into Chama to get your snow gear. So the good news is the snow has not been that crazy this year. They did just get a nice big dump, but everything's been melting so fast and it's been warm. So I don't think it's going to last that long. So that's the situation. New Mexico. This last stretch has actually been kind of fun. I hit this place called the Oasis, which is like a pop-up trail magic thing. They go from like May 3rd to May 30th. So basically your bubble for the Nobos, because you really need to be in that window more or less because of how hot the desert gets, how quickly. And because you're usually waiting on snow to melt. Not so much this year. You could have started earlier this year. But anyway, hit that. It was a nice little reprieve, literally an oasis because there's no water around. The next water source I hit after that was a natural spring that empties out into a spring box. And I guess there was a dead crow in it. So someone had flung the dead crow out to the side, which was nice of them. I don't know what else anyone would expect them to do, but I don't know, 200-300 flies around that box. So, and then before that, I was sharing the water source with a giant bull, and the cows could climb on in, so it smelled like cow manure. So that's been my situation, with a long haul from cow manure smelling water that was actually pretty clear, but it stunk, to the oasis. Oh man, thankfully that was there. To the dead crow box, just to give you an idea of what I've been dealing with the water out here. Luckily, right after the crow box, there was a water cache, but it's about empty. I'm assuming because no one wants to get water from that natural spring where there's hundreds of flies and a dead crow. New Mexico has some charm, especially at night. I hacked out a little bit so I could camp under the stars. You can see so many stars. It's crazy. I mean, when you think about it, you're looking back in time and seeing things that you'll never be able to see anywhere else. Yeah, just the amount of stars is crazy. The sunrises are beautiful, absolutely stunning. The sunsets, stunning. The stars at night, you could cowboy camp out here without any crazy animals to worry about for the most part. It's great. With that being said, man, the road walks where they've done their best to make a trail out of this by connecting the dirt roads are they're definitely something. So long road walks with the sun coming down, maybe Sobo, I think I've mentioned this before, maybe Sobo, that's not so bad. And the water sources, I don't have a solution to the water sources. There's plenty of people trying to keep caches out here, but it's just a place where, unless you just knew the land and knew where springs were, it's not really meant for easy human survival. I don't know how else to say it. Now it's beautiful. Tons of natural beauty. The camping at night, pretty awesome. But I'm trying to account for the pros and cons of New Mexico so far. So, very beautiful place. Lots of plants that want to stick you. Been stuck multiple times. Been bleeding pretty well multiple times from those plants. It is what it is. People's mats get torn up. So, that's it. That's the good, the bad. It's all part of the journey, like I've said before. It has its moments, definitely has its moments where it's really pretty. That's about it. That's my update going into Cuba, New Mexico. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the mesas. This last stretch, like the geological formations, probably the coolest it's been, because you start out the Mexican border where it's super flat, super dry, super hot. And then you get up here to these old ancient volcanoes and stuff, and it's pretty neat. So there is some good contrast. I am glad to be climbing. I don't think I'll miss cow manure water and dead crows in my water. Let's hope that Colorado does me better for water sources. I also don't enjoy carrying 12 plus pounds of water. But I am very thankful to the cache people. There's been some great people in New Mexico filling up water for us. So that's my take as we get towards the end of New Mexico. Lots of beauty and lots of unique challenges, shall we say. I'm gonna get back to hike. Just left Cuba this morning and looking all right. Some dirt roads back here, back on national forest land, which was nice. I actually liked Cuba. A lot of people made Grant sound like it was superior. I tended to disagree, to be honest. I thought Grant's was a little more spread out. I guess because it had like a Walmart, more hotels. People had that opinion, but everything you needed in Cuba was a real flat stretch. But I was also mentally stressed when I went into Grants for various reasons. It's just one of those times on trail, more like I needed to stop, whereas Cuba was like, this would be a nice stop, and I was feeling good. Weather's been better, probably makes a big difference, not been as hot. But trying to do a little update outside of Cuba. I'll hit Ghost Ranch, get my shoes, and I have 2 packages going to Trauma. I'm really hoping my socks get there. I've got replacement socks from Darn Tough, so if all goes well, that'll be great. If not, I'm not gonna be happy with Darn Tough. So they're supposed to be there though. Today, this weekend's Memorial Day weekend in a few days, so I kind of gave my extra day to Trauma. And look at this. This is water. I actually forgot I was walking up on this, so maybe good time for the video. This is flowing water. I just want to say, I think it's been 300 or 400 miles since I've had flowing water that wasn't, the only flowing water I've had has been pumped out of a water cache or pumped out of a well for the cows. This is amazing. I'm clean, I've got flowing water, so it's turned out to be a good day. Weather's a little milder. Yeah, still doing the road walks. Not much else has changed. A group I was with wanted me to zero in Cuba. One of them has a birthday, so I feel a little bad about going on, but I really need to plan my extra day around Trauma if that's how it's going to work out, because I don't know when my packages are going to be there. So that little bit of leeway I kind of gave myself in Trauma, and I'm in between 2 bubbles I've been hiking with, so kind of keeping that up. So that's the update out of Cuba. Next stop, Ghost Ranch. Only take about 2 days to get there, then about 4 days after that to over the border, and then you go back into New Mexico. So you go into Colorado to the pass, get a ride back down to Trauma. So yeah, New Mexico's almost gone. Oh, how I'll miss these long, hot road walks and drinking water with cow poop in it. I'm gonna miss it so much. I'm just joking. New Mexico had it had its moments. It had its pretty moments, but I am excited to get to Colorado. Do an update soon. I'm in the mountains of New Mexico. It's a beautiful morning. Woke up about 50 miles from the border. Sun's already come out, so stripped my layers. It was cold this morning. Yeah, it's a good day. Trying not to go off on a tirade / rant about the last section. So probably my last update was in Cuba-ish, that area. The last place I stopped was Ghost Ranch. So what you'll be told about Ghost Ranch is that it's hiker friendly. It's next to a highway, so no problem getting mail or anything. Let me stop right there. It is very hiker friendly. By that I mean the people are nice. There is no infrastructure for hikers. Campsites get full. Bunkhouses are extremely expensive. There's no resupply there. There's no easy hitch to anywhere to get gear there. So you can go to Abiquiu to get food, but if you send any gear there, you're looking at an hour or 2 trip to go and find gear we're hiking on. So yeah, that's a summary of Ghost Ranch. They do sell meals there. It's like $50 for 3 meals, which is cool, but you can't take anything with you, so there's no resupply. There is a hiker box there. Ended up having to scrounge out a bit. So my box was sent on time. It did not get there on time. Boxes do not get there on time. You need to send your box 1 to 2 weeks in advance, regardless of what you hear about stuff getting there on time or being next to the highway. That's not true. I have not talked to a single person that got their box on time from all 4 corners of the United States. People sent stuff there, and it's like a Bermuda Triangle area in these sections of New Mexico where packages just disappear, even if they're tracked. USPS, UPS, and FedEx. They just disappear, and then they pop back up where they're supposed to be but oftentimes like multiple days late. Best case, I've been hearing stories of a week or two late where they just appear. So yeah, that's the infrastructure situation in New Mexico. And it's been an ongoing trend. The joke I was told at Doc Campbell's was all mail is priority, because no mail's priority. You will just get your mail when you get it. And that's just how it is out here. The infrastructure is poor. I was even told not to drink water in Cuba. I don't know if that's true. My point is that the general infrastructure of the state, of most of these towns, has been extremely poor, even for the people that live there. So the hikers are an afterthought. The trail's not well marked, poorly maintained in a lot of sections. And it's not the hiking that will get you. It's the mental game in New Mexico. It's an extremely long state. The hiking's not hard. I've been ripping 30 plus miles a day. Hiking's not hard, but the water's terrible. You count on water caches, it might not be there sometimes. You got cows standing in it. Water smells like cow poop. It's hot. You're going through unmaintained, unmarked trail, getting lost. And then you get to town and it's not set up for hikers. There's no good resupply. Your packages isn't there on time. And if you're lucky enough for that town to have food, it is incredibly expensive because there's nothing around. So they just charge what they want. And I mean, it is what it is, but it's all a mental game. Most people I know have gotten off for like being sick of the road walks. One guy's package didn't show up. He was fed up. Your gear blows out. It's so hard to get. It's all a mental game. New Mexico will test you. They take a survey at the end of the year about different questions on these trails. New Mexico is always far and beyond the least favorite state of this trail. But on the flip side, this is why I want to get New Mexico out of the way. It's notorious for being a mental slog, and I'm almost through it. 50 miles ago to Colorado. My shoes did not get to Ghost Ranch, so I'm coming up on like, over 700 miles on one pair of ultra Lone Peaks. So not really designed for, if you know anything about them. I am eating just what I could find in the mystery box. Luckily, I overpacked out of Cuba. So that's the situation. But I'm staying positive. I'm looking forward to Colorado. I'll figure things out. Luckily for me, my way of dealing with stress is just to get out and hike. So even though I was on busted shoes, my food situation was precarious, getting back out and hiking was the best thing I could do mentally. So I feel better. It's my way of dealing with things. I woke up healthy today. And the mental game didn't get to me in New Mexico. A lot of people have dropped off. Surprising number. I totally get it. It is a very big, very mentally draining state. So send your packages early. Keep your fingers crossed that they get there. Realize that New Mexico is a mental game. And that's what you got to deal with through here. Poor infrastructure. Towns aren't set up for hikers. Not everything's particularly hiker friendly. It's a young trail. There's not big community. Great trail maintenance. These are all things that really need to be aware of, in my opinion. So that's my update about Ghost Ranch. Anyway, still staying positive. I'm in the mountains. It's getting more mountainous. That's my element. I'm loving it. It's a great day to hike. I'm gonna get back to hiking. Y'all go take a hike. Short little update. I am in the state of Colorado. Just walked across the border. You can hear my hiking friends back there, probably in the background, hooting and hollering. Everyone's excited, of course. I'm excited. What a trip, what a long state. From the Mexican border to the northern New Mexican border. Walked across New Mexico. Feeling great. Gonna get some food today, maybe a shower. Yeah, feeling good today, man. Big portion, big state of this trail knocked out. I'm gonna relax for now. Then I'll be hiking. Yeah, I'll go take a hike.